Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about this phone right here, the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, this phone was released in 2017. What's interesting is that this phone was released, I think, 2 months before the iPhone 10. And you can still find this phone on Amazon, and you can find this phone on Apple's website, brand new. So, for some reason, Apple didn't continue the iPhone 10. They discontinued that model, I think, right after the first run, and they've kept this model going. So even today, I can say that this is probably the best value iPhone that you can get, as far as, if you want a bigger screen. And I did a review on the iPhone 7, which I thought, is probably the best value iPhone right now with a 4.87-inch screen. This one's got a 5.5-inch screen. The body size, it's a big phone. This is a big phone, regardless of the fact that the screen's only 5.5 inches. But the 5.5 with a 16:9 ratio, you actually get a lot more space here, viewing space, than you would on a phone with an 18:9 ratio. So I do like this aspect ratio. Now the phone has the A11 Bionic chip. It runs right now. This one's running 13.1. I haven't updated it to the newest version yet. This is one of the phones that I always, kind of like, hey, if I want to revisit something, from a few years ago, and I feel like this phone brings back a lot of memories, because I remember this was one of the coolest looking phones, especially with this dual camera setup in the back. I think they were the first ones to have this little dual camera setup, and the cameras on this phone are boss. I really love the cameras on this phone. So let me go ahead and take a photo here about the trees here, and just go ahead and pop that photo and see what that came. All right, that looks. It's very nice. I mean, it's clear. It's got great dynamic range. Photos are really good on this phone. To be honest with you, to upgrade to a newer one, I don't even think it's a smart idea right now, because Apple's coming out with the iPhone 12 pretty soon. So the iPhone 11 is actually going to be an older model, and I'm not really excited about any iPhones until they get rid of the notch. So you can see this photo's good. So I think until Apple gets rid of the notch on the phones, I'm actually okay with the bezels. Yeah, they're a little outdated, but keep in mind that the iPhone 9, that's supposed to come out any month now, is also going to have the same form factor as the iPhone 8 Plus. So if you're looking for a, 8 Plus design, that's going to be the iPhone 9. Well, why would you upgrade to an iPhone 9 when you can just buy an iPhone 8 Plus or an iPhone 8, with not the best processor? But let me tell you something. This processor is super snappy. This processor doesn't lag. This processor does, to be honest with you, it's an iPhone. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, iPhones, I don't care if they have the top of the line processor or a processor from 4 or 5 years ago. They all perform quite well because of the optimization. They do lack multitasking, which is one of the issues that I do have with iOS, and this is why I can't use an iOS device as my daily driver, because I do need the multitasking capabilities. I do like to use YouTube, and I do like to scroll and do other things while I'm watching my YouTube, and you can't do that with Apple. And I think if iOS 14 comes out, and when it does come out, hopefully it will have that feature where I can actually, watch YouTube, and then if I want to scroll and look through Amazon, I can do that. If not, hey, to some people it's not a big deal. I personally need it. I think once you get used to it, you're spoiled with it. So a lot of iOS users aren't really particular about it because they don't need it, because they don't use it much, because they use iOS all the time. So if you can't miss something, you don't have. So one of the features that I do love about Android is the fact that, I'm going to go ahead and scroll my social media, but then I also want to be listening to a YouTube video at the same time. You can do that. iOS doesn't give us that capability. But as far as fluidity is concerned and performance, I mean, you can't go wrong with an Apple phone. I mean, you can't. They're just built to last. The iOS is going to get updates for another 3 or 4 years probably on this phone. Like I said, you can buy this still. If you want to buy it brand new on Apple, you can buy it. I think it's like $549 to start. I would actually probably get this phone renewed. This phone I got renewed back in, I'm going to say January. And you can see that this phone doesn't have a single scuff anywhere. And I do have a screen protector on it. So But the phone, I love this color. I just love this product red. This is one of my favorite uh, colors, and I think this is one of the main reasons that I'm keeping this phone and holding on to it, is because I just love the back design of it. It's still a great modern look from the back. Yeah, you turn it to the front, it's like whatever, but guess what? It does what it's supposed to do. So I really do like this phone. Hopefully, you love this video, and if you do, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think, and talk to you later.